Hi everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be reviewing the Levante Classic Sofa. Let's dive in. What defines a classic sofa? Well, we have a few details that give us this idea, which is the rounded armrest, the thick piping that surrounds all shapes and all cushions, the high backrest, and this is an accessory, this is an option you can choose or not, what we call this sort of skirt, the fact that the lower part of the cover actually has some movement in it. There's a double layer here, you can perceive it here on the sofa or even here on the ottoman. And all these details together convey this image of the classic sofa. We have different measures. So we have the armchair, which is 103 centimeters, of course with one seat, 165, two seats, 180, two seats, and then we have here the 215 with three seats. It's quite normal that with modern sofas or design sofas you might have a big two-seater or a three-seater like with this dimension, like 210, 220, it would normally have two seats. Another detail that conveys the classic image is the fact that you actually have three cushions and three seats, and you can actually perceive it. The depth of the sofa is 93 centimeters. It's pretty standard on the compact side. The height of the back is quite high, it's 90 centimeters. I'll show you how well it supports the back and possibly the neck when you relax. The height of the seat is especially high. It is 45 centimeters, which is a few centimeters higher than, let's say, modern or design sofas. The pouffe, it's very convenient, it's 60 by 60 and it's cool so that a guest can sit onto it, or you can bring it near to you and you can simply rest your legs onto it. I am normally a fan of compact poufs, compact ottomans, because you know with big ones you can't really bring them around, while with a smaller one it's very easy to move it around. The Levante sofa does also offer a bed version, so you can have a convertible bed inside the sofa. It's not a very comfortable bed. We must be open about it, because the mattress is quite compact. For example, on this version 215, you would have a French double, which is 145 in width, 183 in depth, which makes it, for example, I'm 185, so I would not be able to sleep on that mattress. And the thickness of the mattress is just 7 centimeters. So it's not a bed for long periods of use, but it's a bed for, let's call it for emergencies. When an uninvited guest wants to stay over because he has drank too much, then he can sleep there. Otherwise, it's not ideal. But it's a good option in certain situations. And I must say that with sort of height of the seat, and also this type of mechanism has been used for this sofa, so that the bed, when it is folded inside the sofa, does not change the features and the comfort of the sofa itself. So speaking about comfort, we were saying that the seat is higher than modern or design sofas, 45, 63 and 90 centimeters. I can say it is very comfortable. I mean, I must be open, I'm not into this sort of design, this sort of classic looks, but it's a very comfortable sofa and yet compact in depth. And I can imagine myself actually relaxing, chilling out, and I can even rest my back. And when I have conversation, or maybe I'm chatting with friends and having a glass of wine, it's very comfortable and it gives a reasonably firm support. The feeling is all high-density polyurethane, so you don't really sink in, not even bouncy. I can define it as being quite firm. So there's another detail which is in the mix between an aesthetic detail and the practical, ergonomic detail, which is, you see that the cushion actually comes out from the structure, and below the cushion there's this bar here, okay? This has two objectives. First is actually good looking. It does appear, it's a nice detail, the fact that the seat comes out. But what is most important, how this sort of detail came by and started being used on classic sofas, sometimes even modern sofas, is that it actually, let's assume, now I will be careful because this is a sofa for someone else, this is not my sofa, but let's assume that there's a guest coming at my house and he has the dirty shoes, and you see that even if I try, I must actually make an effort to touch the base of the sofa with my heels, because my lower leg is actually pushed. I must make an effort to touch it, and this in Italian it is called salvatacco, kind of heel saving, that it saves your sofa from dirty heels. This is this is a technical detail which makes the difference between a practical sofa or something that then needs to be washed more often. As to the way fabrics are managed on this sofa, actually you can have this sofa in fabric or velvet only, so you can't have faux leather or you can't have leather because of the shapes of the sofa. And it is the fabric is completely removable, so you can easily detach it, and then, depending on the fabric that you choose, bring it to the dry cleaning or wash it in your washing machine. All the cushions, you can separate them, of course. They're simply laying on top of each other, and so you can easily move them. Also, it could be, this is done, actually, you can use a hoover to pick up something that has fallen, or it could be simply some hair. And you can see that every part of the sofa is covered with the main fabric. And here you see the technical velvet onto which the Velcro does attach, okay? And this is how you separate the fabric when you want to wash it. So we said that we can mount on the Levante sofa any fabric of our collection. And this very fabric is Ginkgo Biloba. Ginkgo Biloba is a natural fabric. It is made with linen, cotton and hemp, and I point out hemp because it's not common in fabrics for furniture. It has a very basic texture, basic in a good way because it's a basic canvas, so a plain texture, I can define it. It has many colors and they're all solid colors, strong colors, and it has very good technical data because it is quite heavy. It's 800 grams for a meter of fabric, so it's quite thick, and you can actually perceive it when you sit on the sofa. It has a degree of 30,000 Martindale on the Martindale test, so it means that it's very resistant to scratches and use and abuse, and it is machine washable at 30 degrees, which is very good for a natural fabric. So we've come to the end of today's product review. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.